Hello, good afternoon. I'm Tavares Wilson, and you're tuning in to Superbowl Predictions. Thank you all for tuning in today. In today's topic, we will be speaking on the NFL playoffs, which is right around the corner. So let's start off strong in the NFC. First, wild card game. You got the Panthers and the Saints. This game was a tough one for me to decide who was going to take this game, but I'm going to have to go with the Saints on this one. And the reason being is because the Saints have had a dominant run game all year. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, they combined for the most rushing yards by any running back duo in the league. They both are all pro running backs this year. And the Panthers, while they have a good defense, their defense have been solid for the past few years. They're top 3 in stopping the run. But the offense just hasn't been able to produce. He has limited weapons. His running backs are not really useful. And outside of Devin Funchess, the receivers aren't reliable. So I'm going to have to go with the Saints on this game. The Falcons and Rams game, this game is a no-brainer to me. The Rams are taking this game, and they might win it by a landslide. The reason being, the Falcons is a team that I felt as if snuck in the playoffs, not to discredit them in any way, but they're just not a team I can see going back to the Super Bowl this year. The Rams, on the other hand, they're a very complete team. They have a great running game. They got a good receiver core, a great young quarterback in Jared Goff, who's finally hit his stride with a young QB head coach in Sean McVay. And not to mention MVP candidate Todd Gurley. He's playing out of his mind this year. So I'm going to have to go with the Rams for the easy win at home. Then we go to the AFC. We got the Bills and the Jags. The Bills and the Jags game, this was another tough game to pick from because both of these teams struggle on the offensive side in terms of passing the ball. They have Blake Bortles and Tyrod Taylor. If I had to choose between the two though, I had to go with Tyrod Taylor. So with that being said, I'm taking the Bills in this game. The Jags have an incredible secondary. They have great young talent in AJ Bouye, Jalen Ramsey. They have 2 pretty solid safeties in Tashawn Gibson and in Brennan Church. But I'm going to have to go with the Bills on this one. The Jags struggle against the run this year. The Jags have struggled extremely tough against the run. And the Bills, they're just good against the run. With the run. LaShawn McCoy has been a terrific back his entire career. And they also have Mike Tolbert to take some of those heavy loads. And for the Titans and the Chiefs game, this one was also a no-brainer to me. I got the Chiefs. The Titans is a team that honestly isn't supposed to be in the postseason right now. This is a team that started off kind of strong, but they got relaxed and they somehow still snuck in a wild card. The Chargers honestly should have made it, but they just had a real tough schedule. The Chiefs, even though they have been struggling late, also they're going to win this game easily. Marcus Mariota, he just hasn't been able to produce this year, and I don't see it changing this game. So with that being said, the Bills will take on the Steelers. The Patriots will take on the Chiefs. The Eagles will take on the Saints. And the Vikings will take on the Rams. So we're going to start in the NFC again. Eagles and Saints. I got the Saints winning this game also only because Carson Wentz went down. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz's injury, this guy would have led this team to the Super Bowl, period. They have a good offense, good running game. They built their receiver core this year. Even though they lost some injuries on their O-line, they still with likes of Jason Peters, a Pro Bowl tackle, but they still had a great unit and a great team. But that injury of Carson Wentz is too big and was too extreme, and that's something you just cannot overcome. It's something you cannot replace. So I got the Saints taking this one. Then you got the Vikings and the Rams game. This is a tough game right here. Both of these teams very well equipped on every side of the ball, including special teams. But I'm going to have to go with the Vikings on this. And I take the Vikings because I feel as if this team is ready to win now, even though the Rams are also. But the Vikings team, their defense is the best amongst in the league. And they also are great at taking away an opponent's best option, which is Todd Gurley. So I don't see him having a great game in this game. And not to mention the Vikings already beat the Rams this season. So I got the Vikings winning this. So for the AFC, Steelers and the Bills, I got the Steelers coming out on top. Reason being, Steelers offense is just they're too talented, they're too well-rounded, they can beat you in so many ways. The defense has improved amongst the season. As the season has gone on, the Bills' offense has always struggled to pass the ball. They don't have too many reliable receivers, even though they did trade for Kelvin Benjamin. But he's not going to make a big of a difference for this game. They won't be able to put up as much points as the Steelers. Patriots and the Chiefs, this one is a no-brainer. The Patriots easily. Reason being is, even though Tom Brady in the past has had his struggle against the Chiefs, the Patriots defense started slow, but they came on a little bit stronger towards the end of the season. Brady is playing like an MVP. He just led the league in passing yards, the oldest quarterback to ever do it. And the Chiefs, like I said earlier, they have fallen off. They were one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year, and after week 8, they just disappeared. So I got the Patriots winning that game easily at home. So now, we're going to go to the championship games, the AFC Championship and NFC Championship. So, these two games, Steelers Patriots. This was a tough game, both well-coached teams. They both have arguably the best offenses in the game. They both have arguably two Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Well, they are two Hall of Fame quarterbacks, but they arguably are both the best at what they do for both of their franchises. And I'm going to have to go with the Patriots on this. As much as I want to see the Steelers go, I love the Steelers team. I love Antonio Brown. He's been the most consistent receiver in the league, probably in NFL history. He just finished with 5. He just made a record while hurt. He had finished the season with 100 catches, the only receiver to ever do it 5 straight seasons. So I want to see them succeed because they have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball, but the Patriots, I just do not see them losing in Foxborough. Rob Gronkowski is healthy. He's playing out of his mind. Tom Brady is healthy. He's playing out of his mind as always. And then, like I said, that defense is finally coming along with additions like Stephon Gilmore and like Malcolm Butler, who has been there. He's an all-pro corner himself. And adding Brandon Cooks to the mix, so that offense didn't hurt either. So I can see the Patriots taking this game by at least a field goal, if not a touchdown. Saints and Vikings, this is a tough game here too, but I'm going to have to go with the Vikings. The reason being is the Vikings defense is the Saints' kryptonite. They're what they have. They have everything they need to beat the Saints. In order to beat the Saints, you have to stop the run. They can do that as good as any team in the league. And the moment they stop the run, you get the ball to Drew Brees, who is, we all know, is capable of winning the game with his right arm. But you're not going to make too many terrific throws and completions against this all-pro stacked secondary with the likes of Harrison Smith and Xavier Rhodes. So I had the Vikings winning this game easily. Now we get to the Super Bowl. The Pats and Vikings. Now, this will be a great game to witness. It'll be a lot of big plays, considering the fact that the Vikings have probably the best receiver duo in the league with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. And they probably have, well, they have the second best by numbers running back duo in the league with Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon. But the Patriots, you always have a chance with Tom Brady. There's no doubt about it. We seen what he did last year in the Super Bowl. Came back from 25 points, threw for over 500 yards. It's just no counting this guy out. But I'm going to have to go with the Vikings on this. I think the Vikings are going to find a way to take it all, to win it all. I feel as if this team is hungry. They want to win now. Case Keenum has a lot to prove. He doubted all the haters. He silenced all the doubters. And he just has been playing out of his mind. He's been playing like a guy who wants to win. And this team as a whole wants to win. They fell short last year because of QB injuries, just like this year. But this year they found their guy. And honestly, Brady is a great quarterback. He's probably the best to ever do it by any stat. But I have to go with the Vikings on this. I just believe their offense is just as high powered and doesn't get enough credit like the defense. And their defense is, as we all know, is remarkable. But that'll be the end of this discussion. Leave a comments, hit the like button, and whatever you want me to discuss in my next video, leave it in the comment section. And thank you all for tuning in.